but Unknown, there was a vulnerability in TNC's draft you could have exploited with something like the Gyro Jug. It does feel like they're slowing down their game a bit too much to maximize that.
I mean, when I look at this draft for Unknown, I feel like Prada's got his work really cut out for him on the Coddle, especially with the stacking that's going to be necessary, right? I mean, the Coddle can stack 3 camps at once on the Dire side, so there's that. But it feels like he's going to have to get those jungle stacks up pretty darn quick for this Gyro and this Tidehunter and the Jug for that matter. Like you've already pointed out, I do agree there's going to be probably a lot of issues with how you spread this gold around on the side of Unknown, where TNC's much more kind of just run at you and just try and fight when they can. And I suppose we'll see how it all pans out. If Unknown can find the farm, it certainly could go their way, but we'll have to wait, because TNC is one of those teams that can be very, very scary to go up against, and I'm sure Unknown are well aware of this, as we will get into this game.
May the light.
That's nice. Prepare.
So I kind of wonder how you lane these heroes if you are Unknown. Looks like Greedy will be in the offlane as the Tide of course, and Widge will be behind him as the laner. So fair enough, you've got some sort of magic to deal with this PA. Of course, the right clicks are quite annoying from the laner as well early on because she's got such a massive range. How much do you see them really slowing on Gabby?
I can see this dual lane working out really well. The issue is PA is not the greatest lane in the world, especially in that safe lane. I'd say it has a better time down mid. Overall, in 1v1, that's the ideal situation for PA. The main issue for TNC is that the PA's laning partner is going to be marching Magnus. Now, it really depends on what he picks up level 1. Is he going to go for that early skewer to try to drag someone behind the tower? Because that can be a bit unreliable. The shockwave is a bit rough as well, mainly because you're going to be constantly clearing out a creep wave, so it can cause your lane to shove in. It really depends on how they position. It's down to that. I'd say it's easier for Unknown to really execute that dual lane and slow down that PA.
Absolutely. See how it all pans out. The Batterins are about to spawn up. See those little cranes getting in there, getting a bit annoyed. But nice skill back from him as well. He will grab the bounty. It'll be a 2 trade. Nothing too special going on there. Which is going to be chased in as well by Gabby. It's going to be a little bit of harassment, but he does get the LSA out. Well, they're not actually going to stop. The dagger flies out again. They're just going to continue going in. Treants do expire though, and that'll be enough for that. Gabby now going to get punished as well. In fact, LSA connects. It's going to be a lot of damage on Gabby. He does have the salve ready to go, but he's very careful to die here. Treants are still behind Widge though, and Tims is still chasing Gabby. He'll salve up straight away and jukes him around. Now Widge, he's going to be in trouble. He'll salve up as well. They won't cancel off quite yet. The Lena's still alive and daggers flying out. Widge is so darn low on this Lena. He's been surrounded. Gabby's found him. It looks like he should die, but no. He'll fairy fire up. He's tangoed up, and it looks like Gabby does not want to waste any more time chasing, and he will get back to farm.
Yeah, that's a pretty aggressive early on trade. In fact, they're still going.
Yeah, they certainly are. Tims falls very, very low.
With me.
He won't make sure he can't chase, and Widge, well, he's still being chased by Treants. We'll have a quick look at the other lanes while we have a chance, John, because I'm sure this bottom lane is not going to stop anytime soon. We do have Tun up against Armel in the mid lanes. They did end up putting Jug mid up against that Cooker, but that certainly is not going to be a very easy lane for the Jug either.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. You are seeing that he's forced to use his salve already, so that gives Armel a bit of an advantage here. You're going to have a harder time to sustain this lane until at least you get a level of healing ward on a Tun.
Of course, top lane, you'll see March and Prada just trading right clicks right now. Burner is there on the Gyro, KP on the Veno.
Yeah, you know.
Both are basically just trading farm right now. No real harassment coming up from either side on this offlane of TNC. Back down to that bot lane. He's gonna cop an LSA. He'll be okay though. Looks like they've just kind of set to trading farm right now as well. They've had enough of fighting each other like crazy. Let's give each other a bit of a break as they both really have hardly any reach. I suppose it kind of works for both because both the Tide and the PA want farm. Though as I say that, Tim's gets jumped on. He's falling very, very low. Greedy. Right-click, it looks like Witch will find it. Selena will find first blood and continues the harassment out onto Gabby. Unknown so far making this off-lane work. In fact, Gabby falling low. Gush will come out as well. He's still not going to be chased down. They won't go under that tier 1 tower quite yet, but they know he doesn't have the salve available. Tim's, however, may have brought one out, and he does.
It's just a really active lane from both sides. You are seeing the effects of minus armor to really great effect here. I mean, then once that Gush comes out with the LSA, really easy to apply the damage onto any hero that doesn't get caught out, and it's really easy to punish. You have a lot of poke potential with Atlena, really long range. They are exploiting that.
No, this is a fleet!
Gabby is still finding some farm, but it's certainly not as easy as you'd want.
Of course, look back to that mid lane. Looks like Armel is having the pretty damn good time. Plus his board at 23 and 1. That one isn't too far behind though on the jug. He's 21 last hit brought now 2 to 9. So basically both sides just trading farm. Armel has no regen left on the Conquer, but I mean he has a bottle, but that's really all he's got going for him. We'll try to go for that top rune spot now. I'll see if he finds a power rune, and he will not get lucky. It will be down at the bot lane, where Widge is already setting to protect that double damage, but here comes March, or rather Tim's, and Tim's will cancel the teleportation off, and so Alina now will have the double damage on her instead.
Doesn't have the mana to really apply too much harass now though. 2 charges in that stick. Might give enough for 1 spell, but not much more, unfortunately.
Over mid lane, the jug does fall very low, but he does have the healing water, but the illusion from Armel does end up finding it. Bit unfortunate he didn't get the full value out of that healing ward. Now Armel realizing he has an opening will start harassing the Torch X into contact, but it will be spun off. Armel doesn't have level 6 quite yet, so he can't really afford to throw out the boat, but it looks like he's more than happy with this lane control. And I just don't see what the jug can do about this. He's got an empty bottle and he's got no healing water available.
Yeah, there's really not much you can expect from this here at this point. It's just really hard. You don't really have the space to rotate in the supports as well. So you're just kind of stuck in a lane. This could attune to dip into that jungle early on, which he really has to if he wants to get that significant farm that this greedy lineup has to have. All 3 cores need a lot of gold to really get going.
Yeah, they certainly do. Burner is trying his best to farm up the top lane. Currently 3rd in terms of last hits on the graph. He has definitely outfarmed KB on the Venomats, but that's kind of to be expected. KB will rotate into the jungle to get the pull going, but we'll see Burner once again come in, clear that out as well. Just take as much can away from the Veno. And he's going to need to get that farm up real quick, because again, you look at Armel on that Conquer, he's getting still everything he wants. He's got stacks going as well. Once he clears those stacks, it's going to be a hell of a lot of gold going into him.
Strength renewed and purpose with it.
That's exactly what he intended to do. I mean, I thought they may leave it for the PA, but Armel seems to believe he deserved more.
Yeah, I don't blame them. The Kunkka definitely has much more power early on if you give him the gold, so Armel will be making the space for the PA to find that farm. Besides that, you don't really have a level in, I mean, you just got a level in power now from March, so you couldn't really clear it anyway.
Meanwhile, March will take over the mid lane. Top lane though, they will end up losing KP on the Armel. Trying to get on the speeder. The boat will connect. He actually finds the Joe as well, but he'll leave him be. He is quite low on HP. A 1-for-1 trade, but Unknown certainly finds a better trade than yet.
Definitely so. Support for an offlaner, not the biggest loss in the world. Very nice pick off to get. You had the Gyrocopter around to really clean that off as well. So you are starting to build up here for Unknown. You do have a slight kill advantage. You are finding what you want from these lanes, and you somehow aren't being punished too hard for your greed. If they can keep this up, they certainly will be able to get that space to get their cores online. I'd say 15 minutes at this point. By the 15-minute mark, if you're not seeing pressure from TNC, that could be a bad sign for them, and you know that's a great sign for Unknown.
Just just farming up stacks over and over again, doing a great job of it as well. Of course, looking back over to Gabby on the PA, third in net worth right now, 7.5 minute mark. They haven't really given him the empower yet. He's just been farming up in the lane. It's gonna be very annoying though. You've got this Coddle just spamming blinding light over and over again. Just quite infuriating to go up against. Lane though, Mel is gonna find another kill for this lane. Nice little rotate from the Conker. He hadn't even left jungle. He went straight back to the jungle.
Is about to take the blood.
Creep backs and then just went back up to the top lane. Found another kill and now they're gonna go after that T1 top tower.
Dire's top tower
it's
is
going to be a
under
really
attack.
scary thing if you lose these towers early on. That's the one thing TNC's lineup does allow them to do. They can push much farther with Venomancer and the Nature's Prophet. And while that push is happening, he gives space to March to get his farm up. He's got that middle lane to himself now. And that just allows your really greedy pause Nag to just farm with you nuts.
They do end up finding a kill onto Greedy on that Tide Hunter. Mel's the one to pick that one up. While that was happening, KP does end up claiming that T1. There was absolutely no defense coming in from the side of Unknown. This is that point with TNC. I mean, they're getting scary. Like you mentioned, Mel, he found that his power curve was just better than the PA stack, and now he's kind of uncontrollable. I mean, I just don't see a way to kill this Conker right now.
Yeah, there's no easy way to clear out that hero. It does require maybe something like Midge getting his level 6, but as a support Lina, you're not going to get there very fast. Still stuck at level 4, not going to have that burst potential to slow down the PA or that Kunkka, and that just means you can't really take these big fights just yet.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Things will remain slow in this game. 9.5 minutes in, 3-2 for the side of TNC.
No.
Just more than happy to just remain in these lanes and Unknown doing the exact same. It's like bot lane. They are going to try and apply some pressure towards that T1 tower, but you've got KP there. He's spamming the Veno wards. Even just with those wards early on, it's very, very hard to contest going after a T1. They would at least find both
Dire's middle tower is under
but
pressure.
TNC will do the exact same thing up at the top lane, so it will be an even trade. In fact, they may end up finding the Cena again. So Wedge, he will go ahead and straight away, and he does manage to get that just in the nick of time.
Yeah, a bit scary there. Still, you know, you don't lose that support, and at least that greed does kind of pay off. Widge does hit his level 6, so you've got that Laguna Blade now. That's a major power spike for Unknown. If they want to force a smoke out, they can certainly find one easy pick off every single time that spell is up now.
Certainly can. He does have a smoke available, ready to go. I imagine they will use it right now with the tournament. That's exactly what they do. Straight down to the bot lane, try to get rid of KP and find the T1 tower. As we are almost 11 minutes in and they still haven't found it for the side of Unknown.
Looking good.
They're just gonna find their way in. They've got to hit that stuff.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
You've got the ramp set up as well, but you'd rather leave it ready to go. Tin Token jump straight onto Green. And remember, he does have the ramp. He does have the mana as well, and he will commit straight away. You know, when he comes in, Omni is in trouble. There's the Will-O-Wisp as well. KP falling very low. Does go down now. The Laguna onto Tim's. Blinding Light knocks him back, and they find the other. Set up there from the top of Unknown. They do find two very important pickups, and that should lead to that T1.
Yeah, that should allow them to put some pressure onto this tier 1. The issue is they've lost from that tier 1 in that process, and that's a lot more control going away from Unknown, even if they get this bot tier 1. It's just so much more important, that mid, compared to that bot, and you do have heroes respawning now, you have the TPs up, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I mean, March has got his RP available as well, don't forget, so you've always got to be a bit afraid of that. Of course, he only has level 1 super to set up with, but still a very scary spell to be up against. And they understand this, they back off, back to farming for them.
This will do just fine.
TNC
Dire's
just go ahead and
bottom
start
tower
pushing
is
the
about to flounder.
Mind you, Unknown did not find the T1 Mortal themselves.
Dire structures are
Take their good T1 off the game. Look at their combo as well. Setting up with the X into the bone. Another nice pickup from this Kunka. It'll be his fourth one
Dire's
of the
bottom
game.
tower is about to
That's going to be the
flounder.
T1 tower going down to TNC.
Dire's bottom tower
It's hard for Unknown to make these
withstand
to
the
take these
tide.
fights after Pop the Ravage. You know, even if you had every single other spell up, without that Ravage or the Will-O-Wisp, you really can't counterfight too well. Whereas TNC, their longest cooldown is probably RP, and you haven't even seen it come out from March yet.
Having a look at Gabby on that PA, John, going straight Burner on that gyrocopter. Burner will manage to walk away. He just threw out the homing missile. Gabby didn't want to deal with that. Gabby, though, does have the Deathslayer up now and is going straight into that BKB next. This power and Bessa up, they can definitely go for more team fights if they wish. But Gabby could also just play this safe, get the BKB first, and then ensure you basically win every team fight. And it looks like that is exactly the plan for him.
Yeah, I don't blame Gabby for this at all. I don't blame TNC for this. Their weakest moment is while that PA doesn't have any sort of magic ability. Once that's up, you take care of Alina's burst damage. You don't really have the physical to burn down the PA at this point. I mean, you're not going to have an MKB up on the gyrocopter or the jug anytime soon. It's just best to wait it out here. TNC can take their time, take it as long as possible. They are still finding that map control as well. And Unknown, you have to try to play this one game, but the map is slowly shrinking.
Under attack.
Also, interesting to know, John, just having a quick look at the gyrocopter build. Burner, he's going straight into an Aghanim Scepter rush, and there it is. And after that, it looks like he wants the Maelstrom, which is fair enough, but it's feels like it's been a while since we've seen a gyrocopter
Dire's
rush
top
Aghanim
tower
Scepter.
is about to take the plunge.
It certainly does feel like it's been a while. You lose your smoke to Gabby.
The Will-O-Wisp, he just blinks out of there.
Is under attack.
There is about a second delay between that first Will-O-Wisp tick, and he just walked out. I mean, he literally just pressed the blink button.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. They expended the smoke, they expended one big spell. At the very least, they still have a Ravage, so they can make use of that if they want. While that Will-O-Wisp is down, they still have one bit of control.
Look at Armel though on the Kunka. Gonna run straight into Prada, and that is over half his HP gone. That's it. He's gone. It's just
That is-
for the leader of the bottom, John. It just loses over half their HP in one strike.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. This build from Armel, going for that Shadow Blade, you know, it's not the most common nowadays. There is a lot of utility for it here that is force Unknown to spend a lot more on sentries, and they really have. If you take a look at that map, they've got a lot of sentries down along with some pretty defensive boards. Just unfortunate that it didn't catch
Dire's
Armel
top
out.
tower
Caught
is
your
about
support.
to take
Your
the
supporters will be
plunge.
pretty drained now with how the Kunka will be
have the
playing.
spyglass at hand. Straight to the bottom with
He's
you.
just going to go for it again. And this time around, I mean, you'd imagine he'd hit a sentry ward. In fact, he'll just go ahead and clear out the creep wave and just
Dire's
go
top
off again.
Your
tower
admiral
is
is on
under
board.
attack.
Unknown are starting to try and take over their jungle once again. Getting those D wards out. TNC will understand that Q to leave, at least for a bit. Or perhaps it's Q to go in, as March is setting up with Gabby, but it looks like they will just grab the Arcane Rune and go back to farming. As he is only a BKB risk away now from that full BKB being completed. So why even force the issue if you could just wait another minute or so? I mean, Unknown are just being choked out as well. Like, you look at the map, John, all the lanes are being pushed in. They are getting no space whatsoever.
Definitely are. And we were talking about that vision game earlier. I want you to take a look at March, Mike. He has 7 sentry wards.
My goodness.
Just to make sure this map is shut down.
John, just remind me to add March after this game. I need a good support like this. my
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
He's down. Be alright though. Again, blinking out. March still has the
Dire's top
RP
tower
necessary.
is under
But
attack.
that Nova
Dire's
available on
structures
KP.
are
He does
fortified.
have 19 one chance
Radiant
if he
think
does require the mana urgently.
fortification Dire's top tower is about to take the
The
plunge.
T2 tell thanks to Armel. Now you've got the BKB up and available on Gabby, and not to mention he's level 15 already. There's an 8K net worth lead on TNC, 17 minutes into this game.
Yeah, that's really rough for Unknown. They've lost a lot of space. They still need to farm up on their cores. We haven't seen that big team fight come out yet by their side. But the map control is slipping away here for Unknown. They need to make something happen. Roche is going to be taken out. Are they aware? They should be. They should be able to contest this one. It's a tight spot. They've got the Tide Hunter. They can make things happen here.
Watch the next up is going in. Vision, the Roshan so darn low. They're going to jump in now, but Greedy does not have a blink to initiate. They could try dropping the Will-O-Wisp, but it looks like Prada is going to attempt it. In fact, he'll go for the Illuminate, try to scout out. He does actually put the Roshan kill. So there's actually going to get the goal, but just with the BKB chance straight onto that shot, and there's nothing Burner can do. He goes down. The rest of Unknown just want to get the hell out of there, but Gabby is not allowing it. Which trying to go for an LSA, but the BKB was still up. Gabby will find a double, still has the age, still has full HP, and it looks like they'll go straight up that mid-tier 2 tower now.
Dire's middle tower is under
really
attack.
the biggest issue for Unknown. They just cannot take these fights. If they do take these fights, they have to commit hard. You have to throw all the spells you can out.
Dire's middle tower is under
It's been a staggered response so far, and TNC has been splitting up this team quite nicely. They've been really forcing the control all over the map, forcing sports to go out to shovel it in, all fights breaking out. Not the ideal situation to try to counter fight, but Unknown is just caught between a rock and a hard place right now.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Illusion.
Still though, props to the Coddle. Finding that Roshan kill, that's a little bit of a bonus in terms of gold, but not nearly enough. That's for sure. Looks like Gabby will find Prada once again. Speaking of the Coddle, does go down. Gabby just crits him. He just disappears. They're just looking for more kills. I mean, TNC just taking over the Dire side jungle, setting up for that bot tier 2 tower as well. Unknown, there's just no way for them to defend this. Once the creep work is near that tier 2 tower, and again, you don't have a way to break the distance with that pipe yet. And it looks like TNC are on the hunt once again. Armel, Shadowblade up, running through the Dire side jungle, straight towards set up. As the X Gabby, he'll jump the Gorman is there, but
Won't last long.
It's rough. Unknown, they're trying to get the most out of this map. They're trying to split farm up between all their cores.
Is about to flounder.
It hasn't really been paying off quite yet. 11k deficit now in favor of TNC. 9-4, 20 minutes in. Just one outer tower left for Unknown. Once they lose that tier 2 down bot, their high ground is going to be very easy pickings. They do have great high ground defense because of their team fight potential, but they will lose a lot of potential farm from losing all that control.
Excellent Griffy. Armel is kind of by himself in this full Unknown first round, but it looks like they just aren't ready to initiate, and Griffy just gets jumped on that by Gabby. As he commits to Ravage, he does not. He has buyback available. It looks like he'll hold on to the map. Just hope that he don't go to the high ground yet. Gabby, look, he thought about it, but it's not so easy up against a Coddle and a Gyrocopter. And so he will return back down to that bot lane where KB is slowly been pushing up the creep wave. Go off that
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Yeah, the biggest issue with the Hot Hunter there was a lot of patience coming out from Gabby. He waited for the anchor smash to come out first before jumping in. That just made sure that he got that kill quite fast. And it's unfortunate he was forced to use that anchor smash to deter him. But when Gabby came in, it really didn't matter because you didn't hit him with that anchor smash.
Gabby, next up, back up. Wish, get the crit straight away. 800 damage. Gabby jumping in for more. We'll back off.
Dire's bottom tower won't
last long. Very scary. He does have a bash drop now as well, which is going to be the target. LSA, he will not land the BKB goes in just in the nick of time. Gabby finds one kill Melina. There is buyback available, but it's not going to save them from this ball racks being taken. Now, Prada getting a shot. There's the buyback. Not helping. It's crit for 1.2k. Now they can try and chase and punish. Greedy has the Ravage. He needs to pop it onto this PA. There's help coming in there from TNC. BKB now up from Burner. It does wear out though. Now Gabby jumps back and straight Doesn't have the poison nova. There's the Ravage coming out from Greedy, but where's the follow-up damage? Ollie Flash comes out. Gabby just jumps back in. Down the RP from March. They've down 3 already. The Dot's being chased down as well. The last coming out from the jungle. He's
Middle tower is under attack.
That's it. GG's been called 22.5 minutes in, and TNC looking like they're in form going into
Middle
game
tower
1 of the
is drowning.
MDL Major.
I mean, this is why TNC is one of the favorites at this group at the very least. They definitely showed difference in level here from Unknown. I mean, Unknown plays up a good fight. Their draft does feel like it needs a lot of work. It did feel too greedy to have the Gyrocopter, have the Jog, have the Tidehunter, have 2 pretty greedy supports as well up against a team like